Alright, we're back with more of this. This is Quake Mjolnir, I think is how you say it. I'm getting closer each time. This is like a big kind of mod that came out recently. It combines a whole bunch of other mods like Arcane Dimensions and the Quake mission packs and a bunch of stuff from Hexen, or not Hexen. Yeah, I guess it would be Hexen 2. And just various little skins and textures and stuff from all over the place into a big Uber mod called Keep. And yeah, I've already played through episode 3. Episode 3 and 4 are the only ones out right now. And I'm currently playing through episode 4. Episode 4 though is kind of oh my god, does that say 864 monsters? That's a lot of monsters. I don't know if I think it's an 8. Some of these levels are a little bit ridiculous. They're like 500, 600 monster levels. So so far my complaint has been with this mod is that, you know, I think there's some good detailing here, there's some good brushwork. Just overall, like, okay, pretty good, like, in terms of, like, presentation and just on kind of the art front, everything looks really nice. But I think the gameplay here is maybe a little bit lacking. I think there's a little too much, it's just excessive in terms of what it offers, in terms of, like, weapons. Like, look how many weapons I have. I don't even use half of these. There's like this it's like an ice and lightning staff. I got this crossbow that I never use. I do use this. It's plasma gun from Arcane Dimensions. I have this. This looks terrible. I think they should just take these out. They should take this weapon out of the mod. Look at this thing. It's like these weird red fists with spikes, and when you punch it, like there's no feedback on it. It just makes like a weird like electricity sound. Definitely one of the worst weapons I've ever used in any FPS game. Let's see, what else do we have? We have this little spear. I think you can hold it down, do that, which is, I guess, kind of neat. Just the fire wands. This is from, this is actually from, I want to say this is ripped right from Hexen 2. But, yeah, you get the idea. There's just a lot of new weapons and stuff that they added, and some of it's cool, some of it's just doesn't really have a place, I don't think. You know, I've kind of found myself mostly using the that took a lot of hits to bring down, huh? I find myself just kind of mostly using the OG Quake arsenal. There's also a lot of new power-ups. Like I just got a cross of cross deflection. I guess that's cool. There's like a lot of new power-ups. Like I have a low grav power-up right now, but it uses the same model as the blast belt, which is really awkward, I think. I keep trying to jump off that. The game is just not cooperating, so I guess we're not gonna go up there. It's fine. We'll just take the stairs. Giving me a lot of lava arrows. Fine. But one thing that I'm kind of finding an issue with this is that this mod likes to just throw a lot of enemies at me, just kind of haphazardly almost. again, it kind of just plays into what I was talking about with the excessiveness of just like, you'll run into a room and there's just like 75 enemies, and it's just like, there's just, you know, I think Quake, you know, Quake obviously was very inspired by Doom. It was really, you know, Quake was really supposed to be like a, an RPG type thing, and then, the production of Quake went on for so long, because they spent so much time kind of getting the engine figured out, that, eventually they were all kind of just tired and said, well, why don't we just do Doom, but in 3D, and that's kind of what Quake ended up being. Obviously, I think it's more than that, but... I don't even know how I get over there. Can't really jump off this thing because it's a downward slope. But no, I guess the point that I was... Oh, fuck it, I'll just do that. I guess the point that I was trying to get at is that I think the problem is that, like, there's just such an excessive amount of enemies and weapons and you know, it's just kind of throwing everything at you at once, that it's it not only does it feel kind of overwhelming in a lot of sections, but also it kind of disrupts the man, I have almost 100 rockets. I could just main the rocket launcher for a little bit. It kind of almost throws off the gameplay of Quake, the kind of balance of, like, or I guess the boomer shooter gameplay. You know, boomer shooters have this very specific gameplay of, you know, target prioritization, right? You have a whole roster of enemies, and you kind of have to know, like, okay, here's like 10 enemies. Who's the most deadly? In this particular situation, who do I have to target first? And it kind of gets thrown off here. There's just like so much stuff I can't really, like, I don't really know what this thing is. I don't know, like, there's like frogs attacking me. There's just like, there's gargoyles flying in. You know, I think it's just like, you could have done, I don't know, I think you could probably do big levels like this and not have 800 enemies per map or 500 or whatever, and have more meaningful encounters. Because what happens is, like, all the enemy encounters just kind of blend together. And you don't really get those cool moments where it's just like, oh man, the game is sending a ton of enemies at me, right? Or you don't get those, like, really well thought out. So I don't have the... I don't seem to have my lava nail gun anymore. That's weird. You don't really have those, like, meaningful kind of combat moments where it's just like, you know, like there, it drops a bunch of those archers on me, right? It's like it doesn't, it kind of just doesn't matter now because, like, there's just so many enemies being thrown at me constantly that it's like none of the encounters really differentiate themselves, and I feel like none of them are really, like, super well thought out. Though there are some maps that you play in Quake where you're like, oh, that was a really clever place to put an ogre, right? Or they kind of set up a really clever, like, shambler fight. This mod just doesn't do any, or these maps in particular, Episode 4, just doesn't do any of that. It just kind of feels like it's almost designed like it's not a Quake game, if that makes any sense. And I think that's fine, but the problem you run into there is Quake has, like, it's very, like, laser focused. There's really not too many mechanics in Quake. It's you move and shoot. There really isn't much in the way of, like, I mean, I guess there's power-ups, but there's no, like, collectibles. I got the haste. That's cool. You know, I'll give all the credit in the world for the see. I don't even know where I'm going. That's another problem with this mod. Is like these levels are so big, you just kind of get lost. And that's not like really a good thing. Like there's no map in this game. There's no like auto map, so you really like you actually get lost in like a frustrating way in some of these levels. All right, guess we'll jump up here. Oh, there's no. See, what that pipe should have done is it should have sent you out here, and then instead of smashing your head against the ceiling, it should have just like pushed you this way a little bit, just giving you a small nudge. Either that, or have a door that opens, like a one-way door hatch that closes that you can land on. Otherwise, you just keep getting bounced up and down. That's kind of annoying. Is this haste just permanent? Do I just have that now? I guess so. I don't know. A lot of the power-ups they add are just not, that was apparently a secret, just in plain sight, alright. A big problem I have is a lot of the power-ups they add are just like, they just feel random. In like not a great way. It's just kind of like, I don't know, here's a haste, here's a there's an enemy up there. That Thor's portal is locked now, okay. I guess what I'm trying to say is like the power-ups feel random in kind of the sense that it's just like a lot of them don't feel like impactful. I think quad damage is like one of the coolest and most like impactful and like best feeling like power-ups in any game. So you know it's hard to kind of contest with that. I think Pentagram does like a pretty good job being a kind of opposite of that. Where it's like, well, instead of being an ultimate death machine, you're invincible. That's pretty awesome. But, a lot of the power-ups in this are just very, it's just like, I don't know, here, there's like a different version of the Mega Health that just gives you like 100 health. There's like a blue armor. I don't know why there's a blue armor, but there's a blue armor. Defeat, yak them to, okay. Thought I was going the right way, I guess not. It's the exit, apparently. There's like a different kind of mega health. There's, oh, there we go. Those were fire nails. What was I picking up earlier? What was those red boxes? Oh, those were the cluster. No? I thought they were cluster grenades. I don't know what the hell they were now. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Yeah, see, it's like, it's just excessive. It's the problem. It's just like, you gotta, like, it's just too much. I feel like if they, there's a lot of good elements here at play here. I think it's just like, if the author were to just scale some of this stuff back, even if you wanted to keep the giant levels, I'm fine with that. It's just like, scale it back to like the enemy encounters and stuff. It's just way too much. You just don't know what's happening half the time. Is this an item that I have to... Oh, he's up there. There's another one somewhere. Oh. Is this a thing that I can get? Is Sorry, where'd my... Oh, I guess I'm out of shotgun shells. I was wondering where my boomstick went. So can I get this thing? I don't know if it's an item or... I assume not, because I can't jump up there. Multi-rockets, but I don't have the multi-rocket launcher. Just use this dumb thing for now, I guess. Yeah, I feel like if you just were to, like, scale this back a little bit, I feel like there's, like, probably a really good, like, again, the issue isn't with, like, the artistry of these levels. The issue, at least that I have, is purely just, like, the excessive nature of it. There's, like, no thought went into, like, the gameplay at all. I'm definitely like a, you know, and if it seems like I'm being maybe a little too critical, I'm definitely like a gameplay first kind of guy. You know, and I say that as somebody who's done, you know, I like doing, you know, art for maps, right? So I make maps as well, and I've done art for various maps of my own and others over the years. And as much as I like, you know, again, you can appreciate something from like an, I don't want to say artistic standpoint, that sounds cheesy. You can appreciate something from a, why am I stuck on this? What's going on? What? What in the world is this thing? What? You can appreciate a map, you know, the art. You can be like, hey, this is a really nice looking map. But if the gameplay isn't solid to go along with it, then it's just kind of like, you know, what's the point? I rang the bell and it didn't do anything. Okay. I don't know where to go. What the fuck? I don't know where to go from here. There's a dead end. Not supposed to go that way, maybe? Maybe I go back. I guess there's enemies down there, so... Is this like a Half-Life rocket launcher? Oh, it is. Okay. It's literally just the rocket launcher from Half-Life for some reason. I mean, I see what I'm saying about the excessiveness. I just, like, now I just have the rocket launcher from Half-Life. Why? Who knows? Couldn't tell you. The door of the night is locked. Okay, what is all this then? What? A portal room? Okay, double jump boots are helpful. Maybe a better way to kind of look at this is like if somebody tried to like make another game out of Quake, but they didn't quite get far enough away from Quake. I feel like is maybe what's happening here. Like zombies everywhere. It's just like I don't know what the fuck is happening. have actual... Does this just replace my regular rocket launcher? Because that's kind of fucked up if it does. I think it does. God damn, that's unfortunate. It's just, it's like I look at this and like you know, it's like, wow, this is a really cool looking level, this is impressive, but at the same time it's also just like, this is too much. This is just like way too much. Especially without any kind of like map or something, right? I also kind of have to wonder why we have this, like, why do we need a guided rocket launcher in Quake? I don't, whatever. Just like every level of this I play, I kind of get slightly more frustrated with it. It's just like, it's straying like so far away. It's just like, it's straying far away, but also not. What? It's just like the little thing just shoots me straight up. Here's just another random room with a red armor that I haven't been to already. It's so excessive, man. It's just like, it's borderline funny how excessive this is getting. I'm just running in circles. I have no idea where I'm supposed to go or what I'm looking for. I keep getting gold pieces that I don't know what they're used for. I think the author of this mod just needs to make their own game. I think they needed to open up Unity and make their own game. I'm not even trying to be mean about it. I just like, I genuinely think they would have. They have these things. These things. Great, whatever. I think they genuinely would have preferred to make their own game. I just don't think that this is like. I thought there was like a strike attack I could do with this thing that held it down. I guess not. Now it just doesn't work. Yeah, I think the author of this should have just like, I don't know, should have just made their own game. These arrows are kind of, it's like a mace arrow or something. Okay, so I have to go through this one. Oh, now we're getting a tour of the level after we've been playing it for like 15 minutes. I see what this level's doing. I get it now. You gotta go back to the room with all the portals and you gotta complete all the like challenges. But the problem is the level is completely interconnected. So it's just like you can run all over the place and get lost instead of going to like each area individually. I think like it's like there's like from a pure gameplay perspective, it's just like there's the good idea there, right? Classic, just like tricks and traps type, like, okay, here you are in your little portal room, and you got to go to each portal and do a little challenge, and then the exit door opens, or you can get to the rest of the map or whatever. I think then you need to just like focus the player on that area, right? Send them to different areas where they can't, you know, I guess escape, that are kind of sectioned off and kind of, you know what I mean? It's just like, send them to like their, you know, have each area be its own thing. Instead of, I don't even know how to get back to the portal room now. have each area be its own thing instead of just letting the player run wild on the map, because it's just like you're just gonna get lost. Now I have 2 jump boots. Right. I'll shoot those scrags down like you shoot the helicopter down in Half-Life. Oh, this is locked, huh? How do I... What am I doing here, game? I was here earlier. It's just like, I think this map in particular is especially frustrating because it's just like, it really emphasizes the fact that like this game has no map, and it's just like, I don't know where anything is. I mean, there's a few landmarks, but it's just like, it's just so much. What is this? Oh, is that ninja armor? There's like ninja armor that prevents fall damage, but you can't pick it up because the armor in this game is tiered. So it's just, again, it's just like a lot of like short-sighted things where it's just like this game feels like it's clashing with the mechanics of Quake, and I don't know. I'm kind of the opinion now that I think this author or team or whoever's kind of behind this really should have maybe just made their own game using the Quake engine, like use Dark Places or something, kind of like Doombringer did. Well, I don't know what that... I mean, I got a Tome of Power, but there's nothing to use it on over here, so... What the hell is that? Just hanging out up there? Alright. Okay, I was over here earlier. Yeah, I guess that haste power-up is just permanent for whatever reason. I mean, I guess that's just like, that's like another thing, like, as an example of just like the weapon and like items just aren't like thought out at all. Like, there's just like ammo lying around all over the place, like huge like swaths of like rockets and grenades and stuff, and just like, okay, I wish I had my regular rocket launcher. Just like, again, it feels like it feels like everything was pushed aside for the sake of the visuals of this, and it's like, yeah, this looks cool, but what the fuck is this thing? The hell is that thing? Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Like a flat cannon or something? It's like an Unreal Tournament weapon. Pray at 6 shrines. In the cargo station. Here's like another red armor. Oh, here's like 30 more boxes of ammo. Sun's attacking somebody somewhere, but I have no idea where that's happening, so I'm just gonna keep moving around here. So I still never did this challenge here. So let's try this one. It's like this it somehow turned like a really simple like hub style map into just like total like madness. Which is just like almost impressive. So I guess I didn't do whatever challenge or whatever. It's Moa heads shooting fire at me? What the hell? Just shooting down the attack helicopter from Half-Life over here. I don't even know what I'm getting stuck on. It's like a plant or something. At least the music is like more consistent in this level. Keep forgetting I have a ton of rockets, but I have no rocket launcher besides this crappy Half-Life one. It does seem to do more damage, but I'd honestly rather just have the normal rocket launcher. Alright, that's cool. That's cool. Just get out of that. Got the air fist. Okay. So yeah, this jump pad is wasn't tested apparently. Just clips you on stuff. What was this? Just like knocks enemies back. This just seems like something out of Alkaline. It just seems like I don't understand like why like it's in here. Like isn't this like sword and sorcery type shit? Like we're running through like Thor's castle or something. I don't know like why we have like flat cannons. Like even the plasma guns like seems really out of place. Wasn't I here earlier? Isn't this the start of the map? See what I'm saying? Like I have no clue. Like I have to do the challenges, but I don't know where I went through the portal and the challenge wasn't there, so I guess I gotta go back now. And you have these bounce pads that just like shoot you straight up. There's nothing to like catch you or anything. Okay, I think the room is around here somewhere. Yeah, this spot has like just become beyond frustrating. This is like... I don't know. It's getting to the point where I have not so nice things to say about it. I usually try to keep my my criticisms like pretty, I guess, on the level when it comes to maps. 'Cause I know people put a lot of work into this stuff, right? You know, I make maps. I know how much work goes into making fucking BSP maps. But this is just like it's just so excessive, man. It really is just too much. So here's this portal. Here's like a Cathan Scrag or something. I guess that's like an interesting enemy at least. Better than like some of these other enemies that I've seen. It's like a cool reskin of the Scrags. I guess I didn't even realize you could use this thing to rocket jump. Alright, so we're back here. We need to do Moon Tower, guide all wayward spirits and all this. Okay. Let's just put something down here. So I think, again, I think this is just like I have to do all these things. I've already done 2 of them. Let's go back through this portal. Try to figure out what the fuck I'm supposed to do over here. Again, I don't know why there's Moe statue there, like, shooting fire at me. Onyx armor. All damage permanently halved. Okay. Oh, here's the statue thing. Okay, that's cool. Well, I have low grab, so that's just... So I just keep getting knocked up into the air because I have low grab and I'm just stuck there. That's cool. That's a good power up. Okay, well, thankfully there's an autosave here. God bless Iron Whale. I gotta wait till this fucking stupid anti-grav. Like, I don't know, like, why is there like a low grab? Just frustrating, man. It really is just frustrating. Like, everything about this is just like why is there a low grab power up? Like, are you trying to emphasize, like, movement? Okay, well then, but, like, I don't, like, it's not useful. It's just, like, because you can't dodge, like, you really can't, like, I mean, you can sort of dodge stuff in the air. You can kind of airstrike around a little bit, but it's just, like... Got the Moe statue shooting fire at me still. Jesus, man. Those ones are just like blowing smoke at me or something. Alright, let's try this again. god, there's one of those down here too? Why? Just like, you think you can send enough fucking enemies at me? Like, it's like they're like bugged to the floor too. It's just like they're not even like working right. It's so stupid, man. I guess what I look for, like, in a good map is like really like well-designed encounters, right? Really well-designed, like tightly paced maps with really good encounters, good brushwork. Let's get the fuck out of here. These are like homing rockets. Those things are over there still trying to throw like lava balls at me. Jesus. Let's get all the other enemies out of this area first. Okay, kind of see what you gotta do over here now. You gotta... That's a Half-Life sound effect. That's that sound effect that just played when the mortars are coming in Half-Life. Like during we got hostiles, there's like mortars that will like drop on you because you go out to the surface for like a second. Bunch of dragons just fucking came out of nowhere. Let's just kill everything over here. Just get rid of all of it. Just, you know what? It's the sheep that are attacking me. Get rid of them. Just saying. Yeah, it's like I try to generally be pretty like tame in my you know, or very constructive in my criticism, and try to understand that, like, you know, people, you know, with map jams, like especially like speed map jams, it's like you got to take into consideration somebody made this in like a day or whatever, right? Or like 2 days. Or maybe they, or even with like a map jam, it's like somebody spent like a month working on something, and it's like, a month might not seem like a, you know, it might seem like a lot, but when you're, okay, just get rid of this guy. But when you're, you know, doing these maps, they do take a while to do. So I always try to be very, try to take that into account, you know, the amount of work that kind of went into these. And I can definitely, you know, I can definitely see that a lot of work went into these levels. But again, it was just, all that work was just in the art and like the theming. And it is themed well and it looks nice. But like the gameplay was just not taken into consideration at all, I feel. Oh, is this armor? Are these armor shards? I had no idea what those gold coins were until now. Or armor shards, of course. I feel like I sort of need a lightning gun to get rid of these guys, because they're just like way up there. I don't really have any good tools to kind of like. Quake has a lot of, Quake has a lot of projectile guns by design, mind you, because they wanted everything to kind of be in the world. So you really only have the like the shotguns and the this is so stupid, man. You really only have the shotguns and the lightning gun as like your only real hit scan, and that's fine in regular Quake. But when you're trying to do shit like this, it's just let me try to. It's just frustrating. Go. It's like, it's just frustrating, and it's just like not particularly fun, I think. It's just like, it's trying to do something, it's trying to retrofit Quake into something that it isn't, I feel. It's just taking too much and mashing it together in a way that just doesn't really work. You could make levels that are 100 times better than these with a quarter of the monsters. A quarter of the monsters. You could make, I recently played a set of maps called. Deathmatch Dimensions, an episode where the maps are based on the original Quake Deathmatch maps. And they're some of the best maps I've ever played, and each of these maps are like, I don't know, like, each of these maps are like 10 to 15 minutes long, and it's the best Quake I've ever played. You don't need 800 monsters and 97 weapons and all this other crap to make a good map. I think if anything, it becomes too much. It becomes, a detriment at some point. Because you can't really focus in on kind of the gameplay and what makes a good Quake map. There's a Shambler just hanging out there the whole time, I guess. More of these guys. It's a lightning gun, but I already have the plasma gun. I like the plasma gun. It just is a little bit bummer that it straight up replaces the lightning gun. Not a big deal in Arcane Dimensions, because Arcane Dimensions doesn't really have any maps where you need a hit scan weapon because you're trying to shoot some guy from like 16 miles away who's zipping all over the place. Let's go see if I can find the portals here. I think I have two more challenges to go. Okay, here we are. So yeah, I got this one and this one. Like an ice crossbow by itself would have been really, really great. Hold on just a second. An ice crossbow kind of by itself, I think, would have been fine. It's like a pretty cool idea. Whereas there really aren't any Quake weapons that can like freeze enemies. You can do a lot of cool stuff with that too. But as with everything else, it's just kind of another, you know, hey, we have this too. Nothing really interesting is done with this. I guess what I'm trying to get at, just kind of another weapon to add to the pile. Hit from like way up there. So I took this portal, but I don't know where the challenge is here. It's just like another homing rocket launcher. I don't know anymore. Alright, let's go find the portal room again, I guess. Let's take one of the other portals. Take a free red armor. What did I just hear? There's a Vor somewhere. Just this it? What's in here? Oh, there we go. There's a portal. I'll take that. Alright, let's try this over here. Just 2 more shrines. That's all I need. I haven't been to this area. That's for sure. Honestly, I kind of just prefer using. I don't really like this gun. It just sounds kind of like, I don't know, natty. Just like it doesn't. Like the actual like sound effect is like a little bit gritty. Not a big fan. Why aren't these destructible? These are like the destructible pots from Arcane Dimensions. I don't understand why those ones in particular aren't destructible. That's a fucking Quake 3 bounce pad? Okay. Just like, dude, just... Did I complete the challenge, or there's still enemies down here? What's going on? I guess I did. I don't know. You need a special type of key for this lock, okay. Whatever. See you later. So what's, like, is there anything supposed to be up here? Just like a tome of power? It's just like, yeah, here's a tome of power. I don't know, go find somewhere to use it, I guess. It's just like, you see what I mean? Like, there's just like such reckless design here. There's just no like thought. It's just like, here's a tome of power, and there's, it's just like, I understand that there's a couple enemies up there, but it's just like, it's just a dead end, unless there's something I'm missing up there. Okay, I just need this one. Literally one more and we're fucking done. Maybe it's in here? No, this was the little book room. I wonder if it was over here. I kind of like snuck out of this room. Yeah, it was here. I think this is level, I think this is like level 4. I'll check in a second, unless I don't have all these projectiles chasing after me. Yeah, this is level 4. So I think I've done all the dumb challenges. Can I leave now? Can I escape this hellish map, please? Please, just get me out of here. Dear Lord. This map definitely has, like, one of the worst, like, effort to quality ratios I've ever seen in any map, that's for sure. Pretty impressive. portal over here I can take to get the fuck out of here. There we go. Please let me leave. Oh, I have to go get the dumb key in the middle. I don't even know where to use this fucking key, man. Like, maybe it's back up here. Is there a door over here that said I need a special key or something? Bounce pad? Oh yeah, here it is. Why are there strong enemies here now? I don't, like... Isn't this like a sword of the sorcery thing? Oh my god, that is a... I don't know what that thing is. I'm okay. Well, I didn't mean to do that. Like, why are there, like, just... It's just, like, everything is just, like... Somehow, like, all the work went into, like, the geometry and theming, and then everything else was just, like, ignored. Really incredible. Like, no thought was put into, like, encounters, enemy placement, you know, health and ammo. None of that. Just throw it away. Throw it away. I don't have a plasma gun. It's like the best. I'm out of that ammo. I really don't have many options here. I guess we'll take the ice arrow. There we go. It's like a descent into, like, madness. It's like Dante's Inferno or some shit. It's just like every time I play another level of this episode 4, I just think it's like worse and worse. This just isn't good Quake. This is just like trying to be a different game, but like retrofitting itself onto Quake. Like, it's just like putting a bunch of crap on top of like an existing thing that doesn't need a bunch of crap on top of it. I think that's like the best way to describe this mod. And, like, I don't mean to be mean, but I really think this author should have just... The creator of this should have just made their own game. Because that's what they wanted to do. They put all this crap in here, and they did all this theming stuff. They should have just made their own game with its own mechanics. You could have added more mechanics. You could have added a map to make navigation a little bit easier. You could have made even bigger levels. You weren't bound by the Quake gameplay. As it stands, this is just being... It's both like a hindrance... It's being held back by the Quake gameplay, and also it is like ruining the Quake gameplay by trying to be something else. Gameplay is really the key here, because that's what this thing is missing. It's missing the Quake gameplay. You know, the levels, again, really beautiful. They look nice. It's very impressive that somebody made these giant levels in the Quake engine. I can never take that away from the author. I think they did a great job on that. But on the gameplay front, it just ain't there. It's just not there. It really isn't there. Like, these levels just, like, you know, again, making that comparison to Deathmatch Dimensions that I recently played, above and beyond, Deathmatch Dimensions is like 1,000 times better than this. And those are pretty small maps that could be done in like 10 to 15 minutes. And all of those maps have under 150 enemies, I think. Most of them have around 80 to 120 enemies, if I'm remembering right. These maps are just like overly. These maps are just like disgustingly excessive. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. This definitely, so far, I wouldn't recommend episode 4. Maybe play episode 3. That's paced a lot better. I think Shade Man did a good job on the pacing there. Those levels are about 10 to 15 minutes long. These ones, too much. Too much. Anyways, I'm gonna cut it here. That's gonna be it for me. I will be back. I don't know how many levels there are in episode 4, but I'm gonna come back and I will wrap this up. Even though even though my frustration is definitely peaking here, I will still wrap this up because hey, I you know, played the first 4 maps. Might as well finish it, right? But yeah, it's gonna be it for me. Thanks for watching. Keep making some Quake stuff, and GG's. I'll be back.